Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Base Damage. Hope you're all doing well today. We have a very wonderful special guest. We have the world champion of 2025 for Weiss Schwarz. We have, and I should have asked this beforehand, Jose?
Hello.
Okay. Do I pronounce it Jose or is it a different?
It's perfect.
It's perfect?
Yeah, sometimes people,
Okay.
sometimes people abroad from Spain, they say Jose.
Mm-hmm.
So Jose is perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate.
Thank you for inviting me.
Heck yeah. No, we would have recorded this sooner, but you said you were feeling sick last week, and you were also recovering your voice from something very special that you went to while in Japan. So
Yeah, exactly. So I came back the 15th, but I have a call from my last days in Japan, so it was impossible for me almost to talk.
I got you. That's understandable. And we're gonna get into that because what you had told me, just in DMs, where you had told me like, oh yeah, I didn't go there to like winning was winning worlds was like a second thought to you. Was like you were like exactly. So I guess we should go ahead and just, I've already alluded to it, so let's just go ahead and mention this.
Yeah, sure.
You said you went to not one but two Lisa concerts while you were there.
Yeah, exactly. Being exactly, I did go to one concert of Ganidelia. Well, from it was Maria. She's the vocal from Ganidelia, and then I went to two concerts of Lisa.
Oh my
And
god!
after that, I went to karaoke. So
and heck yes, the karaoke's what messes it up the most at that point because you're just like you're singing your heart out. I bet.
trust me, I was so fucked when I got to the karaoke. I almost couldn't sing there.
I love that though. Oh my god! So that is that's just I enjoy hearing stories like that. Where it's like, yeah, no, I didn't expect to win. I went for a different reason, or maybe I went to. I remember talking to someone about that. This was years ago. There's a guy who ended up winning a regionals in Texas or something, and I got him on for an interview, and he said something to that same effect. He's like, "Yo, I didn't plan. I didn't even practice for like a month." He said something about he borrowed a deck the night before that wasn't even his, and he still won it.
No. That wasn't so hard in me, but it was pretty like me because I almost didn't practice the month before.
Oh no!
I had other plans, and I couldn't get to practice with my friends, with my teammates. But the things that I just wanted to go to Japan this year, I wanted to go this year, but finally I decided to not go to save some money. But when I got qualified in Madrid, because I won the Madrid regional, so I got the sponsored invitation too.
Heck yeah!
So it was like, okay, now I need to go. I talked to my friends. It was like, hey, hear me. I know that I said that I didn't want to go this year, but I think that I will need to go now.
Plans changed. Nah, I like that.
Exactly. I won World, so I will go again the next year.
Yeah, exactly. You the winner of like whoever wins Worlds 1 year, they get an invite automatically the next year.
Exactly.
So,
that was the first thing that I asked when I ended the finals. I went to some staff and I asked them if I am invited and sponsored for the next year. And it was like, okay, this is another reward and a big reward because I love going to Japan.
Absolutely. I am jealous, and not just for the concerts, but I've yet to go to Japan myself. So I'm extremely jealous that you got to go not once, but and you're getting to go next year again. That's gonna be great. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that the last year I planned my trip. The last year I went to Japan too.
Oh,
So
okay.
the next year will be the three in a row.
Three in yes.
Uh, but the last year I planned with my friends to be in Japan at the same time that the Worlds.
Hmm.
Because if I did get the invite, so for example, so I could play the Worlds,
Hmm.
but I failed to get it. I wanted to go to another, so I did participate in, I think was two BCS
Two BCS. Okay.
in yeah, in Spain and in
Hmm.
Austria. In Austria, some other from Sevilla got the invitation.
Okay.
And in Bilbao,
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
Bilbao.
perform. Yeah, I didn't perform well. I was pretty devastated because
Aw.
I was so comfortable with the deck. I went with Hendrickson too, but everything that could go bad went bad.
Yeah, it
So,
happens.
and then I had other personal problems. I have paid my flights, everything for the VCS in
Hmm.
France, but I couldn't go. So I did not get the classification, but I went
Hmm.
to Japan anyways.
I got you. And that was something for you saying like all this for like traveling and stuff. I remember hearing leading up to Worlds this year, there were a lot more invites that had been given out from the regionals, but a lot of people's visas got rejected. So
I heard about that
yeah.
in some podcasts. I think I
Hmm.
didn't know that some other people have had problem with visas
Hmm.
because Spain, I think is the best visa in the world, in the ranking.
Hmm.
So I don't have any problem traveling to Japan. They don't have to approve me anything.
That's good. That's
It's
really good. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I have the automatic visa.
They just don't like Americans over there. I see how. No, I'm just. No, I'm kidding. No, like we knew a couple people in. Actually, there was a couple people in the base damage Discord that just like their visas got rejected. It was like at least two or three people. Um,
But they are from USA or from where?
I believe at least two of them were. Don't hold me to that. I believe at least two of them were. So it happens, and we don't know if that was an issue on their end or if it like the person going, or if it was an issue on Japan's end, like if they just refused them for like no reason. I haven't looked into that just yet. I don't know. But I just know that there were people who just couldn't go, but you still had to get through 60 people, or it was
Yeah.
60 people, so you still had to go through 59 other people to get this. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about this. Okay, so you said you still ran for the BCS that you won. Was that
hmm
also Hendrickson?
Yeah, exactly. It
So
was
Hendrickson for
the
both.
Hendrickson pre-ban.
God. Oh, true, true. So that. Oh, so you had that full power before the.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It was with the Dreyfus and the Bouncer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that some people there play Holo standby,
Mm-hmm.
so I needed to play around from the Luna and the Tag Counter.
Absolutely, because that loon is crazy. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to play around Shanna, and
Yes.
I got versus Shanna in the finals.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
versus the same person that I played the win and in the Swiss in the world. It was
Okay.
the first game that got streamed. Well, my first game that got streamed.
Okay.
he was playing Auta.
That's so cool,
No.
though. We heard about that with just some people. I'm trying to remember who it was. There was some people. There was another feature match that got streamed. It was like one of the guys in the Discord call was like, "Oh yeah, they go to each other's locals. They're just playing each other like on stream for the
I
thing."
think that maybe that was the two guys that was from France. Maybe.
I think you're correct. I think so. So I mean that I love hearing that kind of. I love
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
that.
yeah. In Madrid, that is more typical. I
Mm-hmm.
got in first round versus one of my teammates,
Mm-hmm.
the one that has helped me with the list from Hendrickson, and then in the first round of the top, I got again versus him.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh, that.
So it was a bit sad because one of us weren't going to the top four,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like, okay, the best thing that one of us is going to the best four.
Spain representation, no matter what. So,
Yeah, exactly.
heck yeah. So what made you decide? And if we need to come back to this, that's totally fine. What made you decide specifically to play even after the ban of even after the ban list hit for Seven Deadly Sins? What made you want to play those going into Worlds?
To be honest, I don't think that Hendrickson right now is in the best spot.
Mm-hmm.
Before the ban list, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I don't think so. But I knew that I wouldn't get to play so much.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I know about Weiss is that it's really important how the expertise of your deck that you have with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I put in a balance. I could play Nino because some friends of mine have it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that for me it was like it was the best deck in the format with Nike
Yeah,
for me
Nikkei's a heck of a
because
list.
yeah, because I think that Albuta have too many points where things can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to go with Hendrickson because I know that I can pull the 200% of that deck.
You most certainly did on the feature matches. Though the one I still remember, and this is like being sleep deprived, watching like all the way up till like 6 a.m. for us, through the night. I remember watching the feature match, which for anyone listening, we have the feature matches posted on the channel if you want to go watch them. The one turn where where the guy across from you, I'm trying to, it was like the second feature match that you were on, didn't want to push you to 3. And you said, no, I'm going to be level 3 this turn. And you proceeded to go through getting all the cards to the other, not Dreyfus, no. It was the other Hendrickson that deals you a damage. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, the Ricky.
The Ricky.
It's the Ricky.
Thank you. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the Ricky. Okay. The Ricky to basically keep clocking yourself to get to 3, and then you won that turn. It was
Yeah.
like we were
I think
cheering.
that was the best play to show. It was the best play that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because other things like snipe one climax with the ability of Hendrickson
Mm-hmm.
is more look based.
Mm-hmm.
But the play with the Hendrickson it was the skillet play.
Absolutely. So you pulled out you pulled out 200-300% of that deck's potential in that moment, and it was absolutely amazing. I enjoyed every single match that you were playing was an enjoyment to watch. It was so fun.
I think that kind of things was the thing that I did not have the last year when I tried to qualify to Worlds and I did not because this year my game plan has been okay, I will try always to go to 3 first. I will try to damage deny my opponent almost every game.
Yeah.
So many games, I stop to attack after one attack or two attacks, and try to go to 3 with my Wiki.
Got you. No, okay,
It's
that's
like
fair.
my game plan.
Okay. It clearly worked, which is, that's why we're here talking about it. Heck yeah. So,
Yeah, sure.
no, that's fair. Now, you said you did say you felt it wasn't in as good of a position with
Mhm.
with the ban list hit, which is totally fair. Okay, so because you said you have a lot of practice with the Hendrickson deck in general. I'm trying to think of how to word this properly. So when I remember when we saw the ban list hit, where they added the Diane and the
Mhm. The Dreyfus.
Dreyfus, being able to that we immediately found like, oh, the Hawk isn't the level 2 Hawk that does the Fumio effect.
Yeah, I
Um,
had it in my radar before
yeah,
the ban list because
exactly,
I expect that ban list.
exactly.
I, for a moment, I thought the ban list wasn't enough,
Mm-hmm.
but it was because I didn't realize that banning in a choice ban Dreyfus and the Diam stock swap
Mm-hmm.
was a problem because in the choice existed before the bouncer. So now I
Yes.
lost bouncer, stock swap, or Dreyfus.
Yeah.
And that was the big problem because I am really afraid to lose versus decks like Shanna, like I
Mm-hmm.
said before, because it's like losing versus something that is not very interactive,
Yes.
and you cannot play around that because some other anti-damage
Mm-hmm.
you can play around siding, but
True.
versus Shanna you can't.
You can't. Not at all.
In the finals in Madrid, I won because I did double bouncer in the finishing turn. My opponent didn't
Oh.
expect that. That's the best thing about having the trees in the deck
Yes.
because I play the bouncer, I kill it, and then I go to again with the tree and play it again. So I
Mm-hmm.
could bounce the 2/1/1. I don't remember the name, but the one that's do the anti damage. Most of the time, the Shannons
Uh,
try to play
the
two.
the Yuji. Yeah.
Ah, exactly, Juji.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You're good. I had to think about it.
So so with the trees, I can do that play
Mm-hmm.
with the bouncer. But after the ban, I lost that kind of play.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that I wanted to have some tool to go versus Shanna and go versus, like I say, Hollow Standby and now versus Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to build a deck with Merlin, the red one that the scanner plays.
Yes, I remember people talking about that as a replacement.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's from my playtesting, I think that it's almost impossible to manage in a good way the four colors.
Okay.
Because Merlin is red, so you have red, green,
Yeah.
yellow, and blue.
Oh, true. So it
Uh,
would literally be 4 colors. Oh, okay.
exactly. So the only good way to try to manage that is not having trees
Okay.
because you need to have more lanes. And I was cutting short lanes, the one that show the top deck and then draw discard.
Yes.
I have cut them because they break with the events, and I love so much the trees. So thank you, Steve, because he was the one who played the trees, and I love them.
Don't inflate his ego any more than it already is. No, I'm just kidding. No, no. He was mentioning that on the stream when he was still in there. He was like, "Oh yes, I told people to run this." So,
Yeah. Here in Sevilla with my friends, we
mm,
are on trees. but I know that there are too much people that they don't like the trees. I
Yeah.
understand why they don't like the trees because it's a very consistent deck without it. But
It really is.
I think that the trees give you more flexibility,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the flexibility from Hendrickson.
For
So
anyone who doesn't know, I'll put a picture of the trees on screen, so you can know.
yeah,
Just for those who don't know.
I can see the effect. The
Mm-hmm.
trees is a 2-0 event, green,
Mm-hmm.
that you can play. You can play it to have to pick one character from the waiting and put in the stock,
Mm-hmm.
and give one. I don't know if it's 105 of two, well, 1/5 of 2/5, because
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't care about the power in my deck.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
I, I don't remember exactly. And then it's put in the memory,
Mm-hmm.
or you can pick a character in the waiting and take it to your hand.
I got you. It just does. It does so many different things at that point. It's. I
Yeah,
understand where it's like just really powerful at that point. So.
yeah, because sometimes when you don't have the Hendrickson in the decks, but you have the trees in the deck,
Mm-hmm.
and you play one Hendrickson, go through the deck and pick one tree, then you pick other Hendrickson from the waiting and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And there are too many times, for example, in top 8 that didn't got streamed versus Nino.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really bad game for him. That's true. But in the other way, in my finisher's tomb, I didn't. I ended with just the first Hendrickson because he didn't cancel anything.
Oh damn.
But I went from be able to do 2 Hendricksons to be able to do 3 Hendricksons because I did so many things with the 3 trees. I
Okay.
keep spamming the lane brainstorm. I hit. I found one tree. I put one stock. I found another tree. I put another stock. I found another tree and take my last Hendrickson.
Okay.
So I love that kind of play that gives you flexibility through the game
Mm-hmm.
because you can use more stock to have better deck states and then be able to finish the game with the stock that you have from the T, or to find one more Henry so that you don't have right now
Mm-hmm.
without using any stock.
Okay.
And right now that the deck is more stock heavy than before because we
Mm-hmm.
lost Dreyfus that
Yeah.
did everything with one stock. Now
Exactly. It's
I
so
I
strong.
have to use the Hawk that need to pay three stock
Mm-hmm. Did you?
and don't do anything more.
I don't remember watching. I'm trying to. I'm trying to remember the games. It's been a couple weeks since I watched over those. At least on the feature matches. I don't remember I don't remember seeing you use the Diane. At least on the feature matches. But I'm assuming you had to use it a bunch in other games.
You mean the stock swap or
The
the early play?
the stock swap. Sorry.
I think that I didn't use it.
I don't think so.
For example, in this world is the first time that I did play the Fumio, the Hawk. I
Okay.
did. I haven't played it before in testing matches or in other matches.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played it. I didn't find the spot or have the stock to play it with the Hendricksons.
Okay.
But this was I did play it 2 or 3 times, and it was very good. So I couldn't have won some of that games without it.
Gotcha. Still
So
very
I think
necessary.
it. So I think it pay off. It pay off. It's true that it's not like Dreyfus that sometimes with Dreyfus, if you are not 100% sure of the play, you could play it anyway because
Mm-hmm.
it hadn't any payback.
Yeah, it was all
Uh,
basically free near about.
exactly.
So,
But now it's like I know that I have to be in a certain position to be sure to play it.
mm-hmm.
The most the most fun thing is that I did one Fumio stock swap in the tournament.
Okay.
I thought it was impossible right now to do that, but I did. It was like Tosa Fumio and double Hendrickson. It was like playing the old Hendrickson for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing too about the list is having the two ambers, the event 3-1 that put one character in the memory.
Yes.
It
Okay.
was the thing that I decided to play because I didn't wanted to play the four colors version with the Merlin that I said before.
That's fair. Yeah. I, I'm also just processing everything as you're describing. So that makes a lot of sense, and as stated before, it clearly paid off, and uh, we get to the finals against Nino, and you said you played against Nino because one of your friends was used it, and so you were very familiar with
Yeah,
that matchup.
yeah. I am familiar with Nino since I think that 23. Uh, I because one of my teammates have been playing Nino
Mm.
since the before the movie set released, I think.
Yes, and 2023 was when Nino won Worlds, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly,
So.
exactly. It was I started to play Escanor after that Worlds,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have too many sets, and we wanted to practice versus the best decks in the format for the BCF.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the SDS sets, and we were playtesting. I didn't get to play Scanner full power in any tournament because it got hit. I
Yeah.
remember that I saw the first time that I saw Hendrickson. It was in the Rumble
Yes. It
Shiroa Rumble Online.
it came. It kind of came like people knew what like about Hendrickson, but I feel like you said when Bro happened, it feels like that deck just kind of popped up and everyone was like, "Oh, this works really well," and it just became like I don't know if rogue deck is the correct term, but it was one of the decks that's like, oh, I'm not playing any of the other meta builds. I'm gonna play Seven Deadly Sins, Hendrickson, and just like destroy people. It feels like
Yeah,
it just was a thing. It all of a sudden became a threat. So.
the first time that I saw the list, that I saw the list, it was like, man, I don't like this. I think that this is a shitty build.
Bro
And
said
they,
press X to doubt.
yeah, it was like, why am I going to play this when I have the secure damage from Scanner?
Exactly.
I don't want to hit for 4 and give my opponent the opportunity to cancel so free. But
Yeah.
then I tried the list after I think that it was the bro Hendrickson got 2 tops. I don't know if it won. I don't remember it, but
Mm-hmm.
the same person top 2 times in that bro,
Oh
and it was
wow.
like, okay, why this is stopping? I need to analyze this.
Yes.
So I tried to do it. I talked with some friends, and it was like, okay, I think that now I understand, because the worst part of playing Scanner is that sometimes you cannot play anything,
Just not at
because
all.
it's a really hard puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have, for example, the best hand, no, is 2 scanners, 2 babies scanner,
Mm-hmm.
to the tavern. You need to have the
Oh yeah,
choice
because you have to have.
that you only play though. You only play two copies.
Mm-hmm.
You need the bouncer, and then you need a full board.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Escanor
So
requires full board. Yeah.
exactly. So it's really hard to play sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
because if your opponent damage denied you, you need to use one of your little scanner, to clock you, then you have to pick it again. So it's like very hard in some spots.
Yeah.
And when I tried Hendrickson, it was like, okay, I have all the best thing about SDS, that is the deck consistency, because
Mm-hmm.
you can do very good decks all the time through the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to have a bad hand. So you can always try to keep having the resource where you need.
Yeah. You're always able to
And
play something, not like, oh, I can't play this yet because I gotta hold on to the, like you said, the little Escanor. It, it, it
exactly.
it's not like the as powerful as the Escanor package was. You had it felt more precise. Like you had everything kind of had to fall into place.
Hmm.
It got you.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
Hendrickson's just like, nah, we're good. We got you.
exactly. For example, the list in that time for Escanor
Mm-hmm.
couldn't play the Escanor Bomber,
Oh yes.
because you needed to have other level zeros that gave you resource,
Mm-hmm.
and the Escanor Bomber doesn't give you resource, only disrupt your enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
So
fair.
I loved it, because in that meta versus Nino they were really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I hate this deck one day, and 2 days after, it was like, okay, I think that this is the best build for SDS right now. And then I went to play to BCF Milan.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to top because percentage,
Ah.
but the day before they did a tournament apart from the BCS
Mm-hmm.
in the same place, and I won it with Hendrickson. It
Heck
was
yeah.
a mixed format. It was versus the thing that was in Japanese. In that
Ah.
moment, Overlord didn't exist in English, but in Japanese, yes.
Yes.
I won versus Overlord, and it was like, okay, 100%. This deck is really good, and I have been playing since that moment.
Heck yes. That's actually an interesting thing there. Something that, so, like, going back to Worlds, I remember something that I forgot was legal for Worlds. What were certain sets like the Pixar and Marvel sets, because those were originally Southeast Asia only. So
Yeah.
so they only popped up in those regionals. Uh, like, did you, outside of the I was about to say the regionals. That's not correct. Outside of the feature matches, my brain, I can do words. Outside of the feature matches, did you have to play against a lot of those decks? Like how familiar were you with those?
I play versus Pixar.
Okay.
I only knew about the finisher that mills you.
Oh, what was it?
The
The Woody?
I don't know
I don't know if it
which
was
is,
Woody. I don't know it
but
either. Like I was learning the cards on stream. Like when we went on watching the stream, I'm like, oh, I don't know what this does. One of the other guys had to explain everything. So.
I think that it's a fun set. But
Mhm.
I forgot about it for the worst 100%.
You're like,
So I know that, for example, in my first turn, I read a card from him that one that put the stock, four stock in your hand, and then you put four cards from your hand in the stock.
oh,
And I was trying to not scanner bomb him, because I knew that he had in the last position of the stock one, or the first position in the stock, one climax, and I didn't want
oh, got
to
you.
pull out. But he played it, and it was like, okay, I knew that he had that card, but I
Hmm.
am not. I didn't remember about it, because usually you don't play versus Pixar.
Absolute. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Oh man, that's got to be
I
wild
play
though.
the fun thing is that I played mirror in my first run. The first
The
round
first round.
in the World Champions was versus SDS.
Was mirror match against SDS.
Yeah, he was playing the four color.
Oh, that's so good. Okay. I that's just funny, dude. That's so funny to me.
It was like, okay, let's see which list is better.
Exactly. That's funny. I like that. Okay. All right. So that was
I didn't play versus anything strange apart from that. Oh well,
okay.
maybe one build of Nike that was Nike 8 pants
The 8.
that we don't usually see.
Yes, the Dorothy. The door.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so just against that. Yeah, because that top end, one of the other guys in the Discord has been talking about a lot and said that it was really fun for him. So I didn't know if that's something people were going to be playing.
Yeah,
So.
I knew that some people play the door pants, but I didn't expect the 8 pants build.
I'm trying to remember what
Because
the other pants is.
some other people's, if I am not incorrect, I think that some other people's play the same level 1 that play the door standby.
Yeah,
But
it's the same
finish
level
with
one.
the Dorothy's.
Yeah, there's the Dorothy relies on cards with crit triggers, and there's a level 2 that makes your salvage climaxes have the crit trigger. So it made it so you didn't have to worry what that one was. So they just picked like the best level 1 combo at that point. So
Exactly. The level 1 combo in Nikkei is really good.
It is.
With the one that I don't remember now the card. Let me check. I
Modernia?
forgot. No, the one that goes to hand when you play a climax.
Yeah. I can see I can see it in my mind.
Let me check. I have here the list.
Because it lets you do like
the Rappy, the Rappy.
Yes.
Rappy.
The level 0.
That card with Modernia is really good.
Yes.
And if you have played one Scarlet before, you know the top 2 cards for one Modernia, and then you have the Rappy for the another one, and you have too many resources with that.
Just all the tech, all the toolbox. Just a bit. Okay.
Yeah. I really love the Nike build right now. It's really defensive, and I think that there are not too many decks that have that kind of tools to play that defensive game. I usually prefer going aggro.
That's fair.
I think that it can be shown with Hendrickson.
Absolutely.
Because
when you're sitting there clocking yourself repeatedly, like almost half a level to level 3, like that is very aggro. and I love it. It works.
And I saw some commentaries about the people saying that I am mad trying to kill the other guy from 2-2 or 2-3 or 2-1, for example.
Yeah, no.
But I know that Weiss have some variants which I cannot control. So I know that I am not the most lucky guy, but in words I was okay.
Well, clearly, I mean, when the results speak for themselves for that, like
I was really lucky. Yeah.
Like in the meta, there are decks, and they've had to hit cards like, say, the Gura level 3, that if you get enough copies of Gura on the field, and there's other decks that can just do similar things, they can kill you from like 2-3, 2-4. So I can understand the aggro, because you kind of have to match that. Like
yeah, exactly.
So
I don't like neither trying to play to cancel. I prefer to try to kill than to
Hmm.
try to survive.
That's fair. That's fair. And that is that is something that we've discussed on the podcast before. That's that, like in multiple videos at this point. The mentality of like the JP side of Weiss, where it's a slower grind game, versus like the English side has always felt much more aggressive and more aggro. And for us, it just works. I don't know. Like it just, I like it. I like the aggressive. Um,
Yeah, I think so too.
mhm.
For example, here in my region,
Exactly.
we've seen that the English side of Vice
Hmm.
plays in a way that is how I can express. I think that is the best way to play this game.
Hmm.
I think that the slower decisions that do the Japanese, uh, I don't think that is the correct way to play Vice,
Hmm.
because there are too many things that can go wrong when you play defensive.
Sure, that's fair.
Because it's like how I can say. Mm, Vice works with the cancel system damage.
Hmm.
You depends of the distribution of your climax in the deck, and it's like playing for randomness all the time.
Yeah. That
I
that randomness like makes it more exciting. That's just personal, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just prefer like going for damage than going for board. I think that in the Japanese format they play much more for board
Yes,
pressure.
they do, and that's another thing that kind of came up with the introduction of the double loss for in going into time,
Hmm.
where decks that do that have the slower game, because of the double loss, people just like those decks are not completely impossible, because there's people who still won with some of those. I remember one of the regionals, there was a I'm going to use Hololive as an example. There was a, oh my goodness, is the Sora level 3 board.
Yeah, the Miko
Miko
Sora
Sora.
build with the minus soul.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
My brain went Aki Sora, and I'm like, that's not right. It's no. So you're correct. The Miko Sora combo and everything, and the setup for that, like there was a regionals where that won, or it like that like got like top or something. It was either like first or second place. I don't remember, but
yeah.
like that to me felt like dangerous, like going into like having to worry about.
For example, Miko Sora got hit in the Japanese format, but it
Yes,
never got hit in the English format.
yes. They hit like basically for English. They're just like to hell with standby. They're just like going after the standby
Yeah.
stuff.
In English format, we usually versus Miko Sora we aren't afraid because we have tools like the card Titan.
Yes.
I have it in my deck, the 2-1 Nanashi, I think that it was the name. I always forgot about his name. Let me check.
Uh.
Yeah, the 2-1 Nanashi that put 3 cards from the top of your deck. If you hit one climax, you can remove one character from your opponent's center stage.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
It was there was a Botan that had that in a Hololive. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, so that kind of card, I think that neutralize that kind of game plan with the
Exactly.
minus soul.
So
And there are other cards that have the blink ability that
yes.
is the same from Magic that you put in the memory and came back.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you remove the control potential of Mikosora and that kind
Absolutely.
of game plans.
Exactly. Because
So
people would use
I
that
think
against Overlord as well with that. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, no problem. So I think that maybe in the Japanese format they try to rivalize versus that deck with
Mm-hmm.
some other power or some other minus soul.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we in the English format we try to disrupt it.
Yes. And just say nope, not doing it today.
Exactly, exactly. I think that that is the difference, and I think that having the randomness of ways in hand in mind, I think that it's better to disrupt it and try to get a hang of it.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's very fair. Okay. Trying to think. Trying to think. But yeah, you were talking. We had. Sorry, we went off on a tangent. But no, it is that like that aggressive play style that is just fun, and there's a lot of decks that can't handle that from Deadly Sins, like being just like pushing for damage like that just does like they just can't handle it. It feels like.
Yeah, that the best thing about having one a good finisher,
Mm-hmm.
from my point of view, is that, like I said, I don't usually believe in my luck. So I most always all of the time I am behind of damage. So I mean I am I have more damage than my rival.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like to pray for the cancels and having a
Mm-hmm.
low range of kill.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer having a big range of kill to do some big comebacks like
Absolutely.
like the ones in the semi-final and the final,
Yes. The
and try to steal that games.
I remember the conversation where you said that you laughed when I don't know if it was me or if it was one of the other guys, but said, "Oh, he just robbed that man of that victory." Like, I know you said you love that, and I'm like it I mean that not in a bad way, obviously.
No, 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 but it's true.
But it was funny.
It's my game plan.
It's
That's true.
it's so
My,
funny.
my game my game plan are two ways of my game plan. The one that I keep canceling because of good deck operation,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that I know that I will go to level 3 before my opponent, and need to kill him from a bit range.
Absolutely. It is. Oh man, it's so good. I just enjoyed all of those
The,
all those
the
games.
best thing is that I didn't hit any mocha with Hendrickson before the games in that was streamed.
Yeah, no, I think I remember seeing you do it like once, maybe like once or twice. I'm trying
Nah, in the streamed games,
in
I
the
think that
streamed.
this was in the stream. I hit every game,
You
but
did?
off
Oh,
stream I didn't hit any game.
okay, okay. I couldn't remember. I was trying to remember if you, because I remember watching you do the effects, and I'm just like, oh, he's not like sniping any climaxes. I couldn't remember. Oh man,
Maybe the first game that got streamed, but I think that there I hit one.
maybe
In
it's.
the finals, the best thing in the last game
Mm.
was that he had some a level 0 that showed the top deck in my draw phase,
Oh,
and
okay.
have some effect that goes to hand. I don't remember the effect of the card.
Yeah.
But when he did that, I saw the climax. I knew that I only had two Hendrickson, so I knew the order.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh, the only order that I didn't knew was about the second Hendrickson, but I decided to have it for the last attack, and it paid off.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna I'm gonna show a clip in a moment here, just on screen. My favorite, legitimately, every single game. This is just where I feel in over the course of your games. I was pulling for. I don't know who I was pulling for, but the more energy that I saw from you of like wanting, like I could see it almost felt like I could see how much you wanted the win in that moment. And when the final damage stuck, I made a clip of you like literally jumping out of your chair in like excitement and
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe it.
I love that. So, I mean, you're jumping for joy while the Nino guy's just hands in face of just like like could not believe it. I I thought that was amazing.
I think that I jumped so much because in that game everything that could go wrong for me went wrong. Everything. Sometime in the game it was like okay, I got to here, I got
Mhm.
second. Okay, it's good. I'm happy. I didn't expect to kill him.
No, I was trying to remember like counting the climaxes. I think like we were doing the math like, oh, this is definitely gonna cancel, and it just stuck, and like everyone was just like completely like what?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that it was the best for the show too
Mm-hmm.
because I had in my last attack.
Mm-hmm.
I have two odds to kill him 100%, and one odd to not kill him 100% because he got to the new deck, and
Yeah,
I got the bad odd, but he didn't cancel, and I think that for the viewers it was really 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 fun.
it was. At least for me, it was. I thought that was like the best way to end that, like completely and totally. And that's just Weiss Schwarz. Like that Weiss happens with in those moments, and it's those moments that me personally, that's reasons I enjoy playing the game is those exciting moments, most definitely. And
But
but
to be honest,
mhm.
is the bad thing sometimes.
True, true.
Because sometimes like oh man I don't I think that the hardest thing about Vice is identifying the wrong place apart from the place that you did the good play but
Hmm.
you hadn't the look from your part.
True.
In other TCGs, usually you can understand if it's a good play or it's a bad play, but in Vice, it's not that clear.
True.
And the frustration that you need to manage in Vice, I think that is much harder than in other TCGs. For example, to be honest, I think that I said something about that in the interview in streaming,
Hmm.
but I stopped to play or almost stopped to play Vice the last year
Hmm.
because I couldn't manage this frustration that I am talking about.
Hmm.
I tried to manage it, but it was clear to me that I couldn't do it in a good way. So I tried to pivot a bit to One Piece.
That's fair.
Uh, and I think that I have one worse because I did that pivot to One Piece. I think that my play style and my mental improved from playing other TCGs.
That's good.
I could see Vice in a better view
Hmm.
and trying to enjoy that things that you talk about that moment of randomness. I so like okay, let's play casino now.
that's that's that is fair. Like taking a break is always good. Like you know, you gotta stay you gotta stay positive about it, and it's hard to sometimes if you get on a bad luck streak. So
Yeah, exactly. For example, the weeks or the month before the wars, I have not almost won again with my teammates, and afterwards, I am not winning neither.
you you used up all your luck between that and the travel.
Yeah, it's like, man, what is going on? Are you better than the people in wars or what the fuck?
That's yeah. It happens. It's like okay, I'm the world champion, and now I'm like I'm not able to win. What the hell, you know?
Exactly, exactly. It was like, okay, man, I'm going to take the trophy to the table. I need to have some confidence.
You just hold the trophy just gently like just gently petting it, just like it's okay, it's okay.
Exactly, it was exactly like that.
Which sorry, I know we're kind of talking about whatever. It's fine. Well, something I did want to say to the people who are watching, like you said, there was another interview that Tressus Collectibles had done after one they did it on stream, but I know Tressus did a interview with you and the Nino player, the runner up as well. So please y'all go check that out as well, because y'all go into the deck breakdown and everything of like your the builds and everything. So that was I watched that and I was like I like this a lot. So that was a very good video to watch. So y'all go check out
Yeah,
Tresses as well.
I think so. The other guy from Nino had very special decks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that many other Ninos don't play, so it's good to have viewed
Absolutely.
that video.
Trying to get the I personally this is just me. I don't know about you, but I don't like what people call net decking, just like looking up a list and just straight copying it. I like to look at multiple different lists and kind of pick the parts that I like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I do. I usually try to net deck first,
Mm-hmm.
try to understand what is the pros and cons from that deck, and then
Mm-hmm.
try to adapt to my playstyle.
Or we
For example, my other teammate Angel that plays SDS2, he has some others level zeros that I
okay.
am not comfortable to play, so I did not play it.
That's fair.
But I understand why he plays it and how he gets the best thing about them.
Mm-hmm. I
Sometimes I think that Vice, in difference versus other TCGs, is more about being comfortable with the deck
mm-hmm.
than having the best deck in the format.
That's fair. That's fair. Or just listen to Steve. He knows what he's talking about, right? No, no. Nah. I like to pick on him, but no, man knows what he's doing a lot of the time. We just he needs to start winning some tournaments, and then he can actually brag. No, I'm supposed to. Nah, nah, he's a good guy.
He discovered the tree, so I am so happy.
True, true.
It was one of my objectives for the VCS
Mm-hmm.
for the regionals. It was like show people that the trees are good, because there have been too much controversial opinions about it. There are
Mm-hmm.
so many people that plain hate it, and I wanted to show that they are good.
Prove him wrong. Heck yes. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
So no, I like that. I'm trying to think of any other questions that I want. I was going to ask. I guess this. You got your invite for next year. Do you already think you're going to run Hendrickson again, or are you looking at any upcoming sets that you might want to play?
I don't know what I'm going to do. For example, I know that I will play this BCF in Spain because
Mm-hmm.
they are doing it in my city for
Okay.
the first time.
Hey, that's
They are
good.
doing it in Sevilla,
Awesome.
and I will play it. But I don't know right now if I will play SDS.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to take this year to try to how I say to try to be better in my worst deck types.
Okay.
For example, I don't usually play standbys.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I am not comfortable fighting for the board. I usually play decks that don't care about the opponent.
I got you.
uh, and seeing Nino in the meta, I think that Nino, I love it because it's a standby deck that have too many compression, well, the compression management.
Hmm.
Because with the Nino effects you can do one refresh per turn.
Yes, this is true.
And I love that kind of playstyle. I
Hmm.
think that that is the playstyle that I love most in Vice. That's why
Hmm.
I played Hendrickson. And I'm trying now to trying to get a hand of the Naked or standby.
I got that. That's fair. I've noticed a lot of people playing that. So I've been kind of looking into it as well. It looks fun. So that's fair.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so much fun. I was testing with the sets of my friends,
Hmm.
but I voted. I got it this week, and
I got you.
I'm trying to get ready for the Nike Mr. Cat that is doing Bushi right now.
Yes, same. That's right around the corner. So got to get ready for that. Um, I think
Exactly.
the one I'm going to is in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm trying to remember. Uh,
Here is in 3 weeks, if I
yeah,
am
like
not mistaken.
got you. Okay. No, that's
So
good.
I don't know what I'm going to do in the VCF right now because I think that it's the last VCF or
Mhm.
almost the last. It's in September.
Yeah. Okay. So that's stuff for future us to worry about. So well.
Exactly. And in the for the VCS season, obviously I won't go to too many locations.
Hmm.
Mm, I think that I will go to the one in Spain because I want to travel with my friends.
That's fair. That's fair.
Uh, but I don't know if I'm going to play it. Maybe I will judge it. I don't know.
That's understandable. Like going and like, sorry, my brain stopped all of a sudden. Uh, going to especially since your invite is already guaranteed. You know, it's kind of one of those you can kind of like play it a bit more casual.
Exactly,
So
exactly. And I don't want to play versus my friends.
true, true.
So if I play versus them, I think that I will concede
That's
because so maybe the best way to do that is just judging the tournament because
mhm,
I'm always judge too.
that's fair.
So I can travel with them and don't play versus them.
That's fair. I will be trying to keep in touch with you because I'm just curious at this point when it gets closer to those, I'll be trying to check in with you to see how it's going, see how everything's doing with those tournaments though. Um,
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to think of any other questions to ask, or if there's anything that you want to say or ask, or any people you want to shout out. I figure we'll get wrapping up in a little bit here, unless there's anything else. If there's any other things that you wanted to say before we wrap up, by all means, floor is yours.
No, I don't think that I have something to talk more
Mm-hmm.
about.
Okay.
So the show that's for sure is for my teammates, for Antonio, Xavi, and Angel,
Heck yeah.
because Angel has been the most important one in the Vice side.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went away from the game, it was like I didn't want anyone to tell me about the game. It was like, don't tell me about base, please. Uh, and the only one that I think that I gave the option to talk me about the game was only to Angel because he talked about it in a really positive way.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't being very positive neither. So having someone talk about the fun thing, no, like you said, having fun with the randomness of the game
Mm-hmm.
and just as things. I think that he keep the stream alive with me and Vice.
Heck yeah. We all need someone like that to give us the positive push there. Absolutely. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when you did win and everything. I remember it seemed like there were a lot of people supporting you as well. So it's always good to see that support. I remember. I remember pulling. They pulled up the chat afterwards, and I don't know what was being said, brother, but it was full of Spanish. That's all I remember. I just remember seeing so much Spanish in the chat, and I'm like, man, they are cheering him on. So that's the kind of positivity we need.
I saw some screenshots, and I don't know if it was in one streaming from another one that was the bot in Twitch yet. And I saw the chat. It was frightening, I think. Because in the Worlds was in a bad time for Spain.
Oh, for
This
the
was
time zone.
I think that it started at 2 or 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But some local guys from here got together to see it because from my locals, 3 guys were in the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that my local are very high level.
That's so cool, though.
Because
so.
And they try to get together to see all the night the streaming. And for sure, because I got to the top, it was a better time now. I think that maybe the finals was 9 p.m., 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.
Yeah, it was like
So
it was
I
like
had
5 or 6 a.m. for us when finals happened. So like we had stayed up all night. I understand.
The finals were really bad for you, but for Spain it was better.
Yeah.
It was. I have too many people, too many friends that didn't know anything about Vice was checking the streaming and supporting me. It's time between games where like I had 20 chats, different chats talking to me. It was like, okay, I don't know how to answer all these people right now.
Nah, I get that. I'm. It was sorry, my ankle just popped. It was great, and it was wonderful seeing that support. So I'm.
Yeah.
So
I was really happy because I was really sad because I didn't have anyone there to support me in the tournament. So I was feeling a bit alone. So having that support from the streaming and from all my friends, I was really happy.
Well, put it this way: next year, if we see you on a feature match, you can guarantee that we're going to be cheering you on as well. Put it that way. So
thank you.
You've converted me. I am going to be I will also be pulling for you next year. So I saw.
Who knows?
I saw a lot of people.
Maybe the next year I will play Hendrickson again. I don't know. I expected this World Tournament to be the last tournament of Hendrickson. I named the deck as "Goodbye, my dear Hendrickson."
Farewell, adios, Hendricks. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. It was like, okay, man, you served me in a good way. You gave me going to the World Championship, so it's all good now. And he gave me the win, so it's better.
Heck yeah. We will have to see when that happens. But for now, we are going to sign off of here. I can't think of anything else to ask. Maybe I'll ask you something. I'll probably think of a question later, and I'll have to DM you or something.
Yeah, sure. If you want sometimes to have me in some of your podcasts or something, just tell me.
Absolutely, man. We would love to have you back again. Most definitely. We will have to see how that does in the future. But thank you very much for being here today and for making time for coming up here and yapping with me. I appreciate.
Thank you for inviting me. I wanted to do the interview. I was really happy to be here.
I got you. Nah, we're happy to have you always. And thank you to everyone who's stayed this long, watching and listening to us yap about worlds and everything. If y'all want to, feel free to do all that cringy YouTuber stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe. I don't. Do you have any socials or anything you want to shout out, or does it matter? I don't know.
Nah, just the Twitter, but I don't usually write in English. It's like when I go to some tournaments, I write in English,
Okay.
but usually I don't write in English.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't use Twitter enough, so that's my fault. But all right, we are gonna sign off then. Thank y'all very much for watching. Thank you once again to Jose, and we will see y'all later on. Stay based.
Goodbye.